What up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, peoples? Let me know if anybody shows up in the chat. I need to know if you guys can hear me or not. I know we're getting a little late start here this morning. Had a little stuff I had to deal with this morning. Needed to charge up the Tesla rack. Had a little situation with a banana head on the street there. I tell you, boy, people are absolutely testing. Like they want to test other people for some reason. I don't understand it, but we're going to give everybody a good morning. We'll get some people in the chat and we'll start going from there. Man. So what's popping, y'all? What's good? What's good? Let's bring up the charts because, that's why we're here. We're here to do a little trading. There is the trade and let's go. Bang. That's what I'm talking about. Boo-boo. Oh, man. So what's going on, everybody? Good morning. Vinny Kuzz here. We're just trading markets. That's all. Just trading markets. Big stuff yesterday. Hold on. Got a little text message. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that. Well. Anyway. Good morning. Oh, man. So interesting thing, man. So yesterday we finally had the vote, on ending the government shutdown, the official vote. The House went ahead and approved it, and that was a good thing. And, and I tried to trade the market last night, and it went against me in the sense of I jumped in too late, hit that FOMO, and it cost me my two accounts were down. My one account, I was down almost 700. My other account, I stopped out at 500 on those accounts, but I was able to trade it back up, and I made one trade this morning. So now we're pretty much even. I'm plus 68 in one account and still minus like $36 in another account. No big deal there. We're going to try and make those. We're going to try and get both of those accounts to the plus. I did something interesting, and if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat so I know I'm not not quietly quiet here. Buddha's Rideshare Adventures. Well, good morning, Mr. Buddha. What's going on, brother? How are you? Why am I not seeing the comments? I should be seeing the comments, and I'm not seeing them. What the hell? I'm only seeing from Unbroken Asset. I'm not Unbroken Asset. I'm Vinny Kuzz. Anyway, open up a Robinhood account a week ago. Fantastic. That's what you should be doing. Let me do something here real quick. Hold on a second, Buddha. Give me a second, Buddha. Let's take that, put that up there. Okay, now I can see all my comments over there. There we go. Okay. So there's Buddha right there. Good morning. Opened up a Robinhood account a week ago. That is a beautiful thing. I personally am not a fan of Robinhood. I think what they did, and sometimes it's just this way, dude. But with what Robinhood did, what a lot of them did, with the GameStop and the meme stonks and all of that, and how they just said, to hell with the traders, we're going to shut it down because we're about to go out of business. But yet they had no problem selling everybody and taking their fees, whether it was order flow, whether it was per commission per trade. I don't like dirty shit, and it's amazing how quickly people forget. But that's okay. The fact is that you're okay. I appreciate that, Booty. You can hear me. The fact is, at the end of the day, I mean, if you trust who your broker is, listen, that's all that matters. To hell with what I got to say. I did something different this morning, right? I actually asked Grok to give me their opinion on the market. What I did was I took a chart. I'm going to show you here in a minute and see if I can bring back up that conversation. I took a screenshot of my trading chart, right? That was that. Here we go. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. I want to show you guys what I did. See, and it's not, let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me switch screens real quick. Let me show you what I did. And then okay, hold on. If there's one thing I'm not a fan of, it's this. So here's my grok. Okay, here's my grok. Right? And what I did is I asked grok, here, let me take me out. I took a screenshot of this chart over the last 6 days. This is the NASDAQ. And I asked grok to analyze it for me. And one of the things that I'm trying to do as a trader is to have a different, we all need mentors to help us get where we're trying to go, right? You always want to look to somebody who's been there, done that, and has been successful. And, even though maintaining success is a different dynamic, but somebody who's been there, done that, right? So like with my YouTube stuff, I got Richie Hustles, right? Eddie and I are going through it with the trading. We're doing okay. We're not blowing accounts. And so you want to find people that can help you get where you want to go in the fashion that you're going. What do I mean by that? We know people that have been in the markets for 30 years, okay, 30, 40 years, whatever. And they're old school and it works for them. And they're extremely good at what they do, but it's not the way I want to do it. Because in the case of Buddha, you got your you got your Robinhood account now, which is awesome. He's a young man. Buddha's a young guy. So Buddha has hopefully years in front of them to get there. Other folks don't have years in front of them to get there. So what works on some level, and doesn't necessarily work for others, right? What works for you don't necessarily work for me. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for you. And so how are we going to travel these paths? You want to get with people that, they've had success. Now, enter social media and YouTube and Rumble and all of these different platforms. And you got a lot of people out there, bro, that are trying to sell you a bill of goods. Absolutely trying to sell you a bill of goods, right? Well, I did this, I did that. Listen, you know how easy it is to Photoshop some shit? It's so, you ain't even got to Photoshop no more. Because I make all my thumbnails for my Just Ask Rock channel. I make all my thumbnails with Gemini. I tell Gemini, okay, I give it a blank. I said, Gemini, this is what I want, and add this to it, and blah, 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 spits it out. And I got a thumbnail that's from what I understand, is pretty good. So my point is to this, and I know I'm going around it a little bit, but I like to explain myself to people so that they understand where I'm coming from. Right? So I put this chart in today, and I asked, and you can see here, I asked, what can I expect today? And this is what Grok spit out. Gave me its opinion. They call it here key future snapshot pre-market, right? And gave me an idea of what to look for there. Then what to watch today, high impact catalyst. Well, there was supposed to be a CPI. There was no CPI, right? Because the government just opened back up. So they're going to deal with that. Earnings spotlight, technical levels for NASDAQ, right? And so what I did is I took these technical levels right here, right? I took them and I plotted them. And when I plotted them, this is what I came up with. Sorry, it's the only way I can switch screens. Boom. Here we go. So when I plotted them, this is what I came up with, okay? Bring my little narrow ass back in there. And so to the high end, 25.8. So we plotted that out. To the low end, 25.250. Now this is NASDAQ. If you're not into trading futures, you might not understand, but NASDAQ can move 150 points like that. You blink and you missed it. It's a wild, wild west sometimes, right? It's a very volatile, wide range that it can move. And for example, we opened up at 25.5, which was a key point that Grok told me I needed to be aware of. That was my balance point. Well, there's a couple of reasons why that is. Because if we go all the way back to last Friday, pull a fib retracement from high to low, from Friday to its lowest point here, it's a 50% retracement. So the point being is I checked with Grok today. Grok told me if we could not regain VWAP, which is this white line right here, volume weighted average price, if we could not regain that, look for a fade or a pullback or a bear sentiment down to that 25,250, and look for that to be either support, and then if it fails, obviously we're going down further. So that's what I did. I plotted out. Here's the 2,500, right? 25,500. That was the middle point. That's the 50% retracement. Okay. And sure enough, right off the rip, bam, came right on down. 15-minute order block. You guys can see here the 15-minute order block. Here's the top open. Here's the close for that 15-minute order block. And now we're into the next phase of it. Point being, for me, I was able to use Grok to help set my levels, because Grok is going to see things without bias. We as people, we tend to see things with bias, right? If for some reason we feel like, yeah, the news is saying this, and yeah, technicals are saying this, but you know what? We still think it's going to go higher. And then next thing you know, you're working at McDonald's. And so that's the thing there with that. So for me today, I use Grok. It's three simple: a middle point, a high point, and a low point. And then if this, then this, or if this, then this. It made it mechanical for me. It helped give me a little bit of confidence. Now, am I saying Grok's going to be right? Hell no. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody knows this shit. Nobody. Market makers don't even know what's going to happen. They know what they try to do. The hedge funds, they know what they try to do. They try to position themselves to do this, then this, then this. It happens. So anyway, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at simply a simple chart, right? Simple chart right here. VWAP, my low, my mid, and my high. And this, and now look at this. VWAP now is pulled right into this 25.5 area, that range. So now we're going to see what happens. Are we going to get there and reject and come back down? Are we going to get there, bounce off it, and then take off? Who knows? Nobody can tell you what's going to happen. All you can do is react to it and take your best foot forward. This blue dotted line is yesterday's close. So do we break this, test it, and move up? Who knows? We're going to find out. We will find out. But the fact that I was down big overnight and I was able to pull these accounts back, yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome. All right, let's see. Yeah, bro, I remember those weird times during COVID. Yeah. Richie Hustle's in the building doing his thing. So I told you guys that I was going to come back on and stream today. I'm not feeling too good. I've been busy as hell doing other things. But I wanted to try to maintain my word. Even though I'm late today, I'm here. I'm here for the cause. I'm here for the chat. So technically right now, I should be in the 5-minute block now. Might not even be on that long today because I'm really not feeling well. I almost feel like I need to go lay down for a little bit. But Buddha, so you got your first, you got your Robinhood account. Have you funded it yet? Have you done any new funding yet? That's the 30-minute right there. Yeah. Is there even a trend? What kind of trend we got going right now? It's just kind of in a range. Maintaining above this gap right now. I know a lot of people like to see this gap close and then take back off, but let's see what happens. Connie, good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everything? How's life treating you? I did get out and drive a little bit last night. Wound up, I think it was 3 rides. I think it was 3 rides for like $56 or something like that. Let's go see. Two hours, 19 minutes on the app, 56, 57, 3 trips. All 3 were premier trips. It's almost to a point where anybody in the South Florida market, if you're in the Fort Lauderdale area, by the way, it is surging at Fort Lauderdale Airport, 2.25. How many cars in that queue? 11 to 15 cars with 22 flights, and they're only giving up 2.25. What does that tell you? Telling you, I told you guys Tuesday, man, they turned down the screws. It's kind of tough right now for me to do to put on comfort. They've tightened those screws up so much on the payouts. It's really tough. Really, really tough. Let's see. Connie says, not bad. Pros will survive. Well, we all will survive. It's just going to be a matter of, how we survive. All right. So you see now we got to this VWAP right here. We got to what Grok calls the midpoint, which is 25.5. It looks like we're rejecting off that. We do need a fair value gap in here in order for us to take another trade. And to be honest, I'm just happy I'm back to even after my fiasco overnight. Being back to even today, I'd be okay if I didn't take another trade today. So if I take another trade today, it's going to be, it's got to be a good trade. It's got to be a good trade. I like this. I like the orb strategy, but the only downside to the orb opening range breakout, there's 3 ways you can play it. You can play the 5-minute orb, 15-minute orb, 30-minute orb. It's a very simple strategy, not financial advice, but it is a very simple trading strategy. But it limits you like after 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You really have nowhere to go with it because by that time, a lot of the main volume of the market is gone for the day, unless there's something, rate cuts or something like that specific coming out at the 2:30 level on news. You're pretty much done, unless you get some kind of crazy news, Yeah, Booty is up early, man. He's got to make that money. Can't make no money sleeping in the house. So anyway, and so I like the orb strategy. It gives me a base to start out. But the reason why I went to Grok this morning, and this isn't the first time I used Grok, it's just the first time I listened to what Grok had to say. Matter of fact, I shot another Grok video today. I'll be when we're done with the live stream here. I'm probably going to end it at 10:30. I'm really not feeling good, and I want to get this other video done. I need to go lay down for a little bit. I did a Grok video on the AI bubble. Just a simple conversation. Something that people like me, blue collar, working guy, not some, Wall Street guru or anything like that. Just something simple that people can understand maybe a little bit. That's what I do with my Just Ask Grok channel is I just try to keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. make it understandable and digestible for people to maybe, learn something and things like that. So that's the whole point there to that channel. So I got to edit that up, which would take about 10 minutes because it's nothing but just cutting the pauses out, render it, make the thumbnail and let it go. And now it's just a waiting game, right? Patience, patience, patience. It's amazing to me. People who go out and drive these rideshare apps or these gig apps, they'll sit there for an hour, half hour, and then lecture some to get a $10, $15 ride, and then lecture somebody, oh, you're wasting too much time. If I'm trading, I could be here for an hour and a half to make that one trade. And that one trade might get me 150, 250, 500. Pardon me. My point to that statement is, it's like I always tell Buddha, just get your money and bounce. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks or says. This is a patient game. Very, very patient. And you still might be wrong. But it's a lot of patience, man. A lot of patience. And that's all we're waiting on. We're just waiting for a fair value gap to show up. Might not have one here today. See, the Lux algo's going. So let me see. Let me check my other. Yeah, see, all the fair value gaps are up here. But I need something coming back down, and we don't have one that started up there. So, because that volume, you can see here, look at our volume spikes this morning, right? All this volume. And then just look how it just drops down. Let's do this real quick. Look at how the volume just drops. The volume just drops down. And that's how it generally goes the rest of the day. Unless a catalyst comes in and shoots the volume back up, or a short squeeze, or a long squeeze. So patience. Patience is everything. Patience is everything. Sorry. My heart rate has been down low today. I busted up my here, let me show you guys something. I busted up my watch band. See that? See my watch? So I had to order some new watch bands, and they told me that it was good for my watch. But when I got it, the bands somewhat fit, but the pins didn't fit. So I had to peel out my old pins. But now with this band, right? It's an adjustable band. Now with this band, man, things just sits right there on my wrist correctly. All right, we do have a little uptrend going here. Trying to recover from the low of day. So a little uptrend. But still not enough to give me still not enough, at least on the 5 minute, it's not giving me enough to trade. The 1 minute has an area of trade, right? Fair value gap right here. Right along this trend line here. So if we bring that down there like that, take this up. Let's go 3-1. So if I'd have been looking at the 1 minute chart, I could have had a trade set up right here to go. Right? Let's see. Risk 350 to make 1,000 if it gets up here on a 3-1. Looks like it wants to go. Let's see if it plays out. Oh, shit. I am sorry, chat. I am a little tired today. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if this trade would have played. I was looking at the 5 and not the 1. If you see me looking this way, it's because I got my main computer tradings over here. I'm up. I've got the thing up on here because this is the my older computer that I do all my production work with, which would include live streams. Oh, let's see what happens. We'll get another 5 minutes here. We'll give it 5 minutes to see if it plays or not. Really, really trying to learn to trade the overnight markets. Like when I go out to drive, I know what my times are right now, right? When my best times are to drive. For me, where I get more bang for the buck because we got a lot of drivers down here. We're starting to see the airports fill back up again. It's just it's tough. It's tough to be a rideshare driver right now. And the more cars that are considered comfort, right, that are available for the comfort ride, uh, the less amount of money somebody has to make. All right, so you see how that just snapped down? That would have took us out. If we were in that trade, we would have got taken out there. See how these candles, we were wicking down here to push it up. So we had buyers, but we also had sellers. This doji here, that would have gave me pause. I probably, after this doji, I would have, once I was in profit, I would have probably already moved up my stop loss from here. I would have probably took my stop loss right up here, right off the rip. Actually, I would have took it to the bottom of this candle. So let's see if we would have did that at the bottom of that candle. We would have been in at 95 and out at 401. And it did just enough. This is the other thing, bro. The market does just enough to wick out these shorts and then goes right back the other way. Eddie's struggling with that right now. It's a tough deal. But that would have been 6 points. 6 points on NASDAQ. It would have been $120. It would have been a $120 gain. It would have been okay. $120 gain for 2 minutes worth of work. Unless you're going to factor in that, I jumped on the charts at 9:30, then it would be $120 for an hour's worth of work. However you want to do it. But it's very rare, going back to time, it's very rare that on rideshare or delivery apps that you can make $120 in that hour. It's extremely rare. It's extremely easy when you're reading the market correctly. It's easy to make that 120, but excuse me, you can also lose that 120. So got to keep it honest, keep it real. Trading's not for everybody. Most people lose money. That's what they say. I don't know. I know a lot of guys that trade, and you know what? They're not necessarily living on the streets. So I guess it's all relative. Let's see, take that to right there. That's probably where it should be. If we don't close under this trend line, it's probably going to run up. But let's see. About another minute here. It's going to be a short live stream today, guys and ladies. It's just not feeling good today. So I just wanted to come on here and say hello, and so maintain my word that I would be here. I'm going to try to stream every Tuesday and Thursday. Thought about streaming last night, but I'm dealing with health issues. I have my moments. So to recap, we got one trade in here, from here to here, a little scalp. that got us back positive off the overnight mishaps that I had, bad judgment calls. Caught FOMO overnight, was down on one account 500, down on another account 700. I am now up on that one account $68, down on the other account $36. The difference there is slippage, right? The numbers, they don't seem that, Vinny, if you were down 5 and down 7 and now you're up 68 and down 36, how does that happen? That's slippage in the copy trader. I use TraderVate, and I group them up, and it's going to happen. It's always going to be some slippage. You might fill on one. You might have 2 contracts or 3 contracts going on 3 different accounts, and it might fill on one and not fill on the other. So there's tricks to that game too. I'm learning how to copy trade, but what I don't want to do is I don't want to pay a third party for their copy trader. Like, to me, that makes no sense. That's Eddie. Eddie's calling me. That's supposed to be my ride or die in the trading world, and he's calling me, knowing I'm on YouTube. This guy. Anyway, looks like we might run flat for a little bit here. Let's get back over to the 5-minute chart, which is where I'm supposed to be. Sorry about that. We can get rid of that. That was the volume candle. You can see we're breaking down. And again, the original Grok-based thesis, if we cannot retake VWAP, break above it, then it's going to fade. The fade is down to this 25-280 level, which is where this is. All right, check that. 25-200 level, which should be this red box. My balance point, support resistance area, was 25,500. And if we bounce up, look upwards to 25,800. That was all Grok based. I showed you guys already. If you missed it, you can slide back a little bit, and you'll see it in the video. Obviously, we faded VWAP. We came up, retested this resistance at 25.5, and guess what? Even though buyers are trying to buy it back up, bears are still in control, baby. That's the way it is. All right, y'all. With that, I am going to wind this down, give Eddie a call, see what's going on. Sorry, y'all. Just a little under the weather today. I don't know what it is. Just a little under the weather. But with that, appreciate you checking in with me, because that's cool. That's cool. I will have Grok video out here in about an hour. Tesla rideshare, I will get a video out for that over the weekend again. And I did start my other buy or bust product reviews channel. We're working on that. So work your pivots, whatever those pivots are. If it's not trading, if it's becoming a plumber, electrician, whatever that pivot is, keep working your pivot, man. Ain't nobody coming to save you, bro. You got to save yourself. That's the God's honest truth. What's the thing? Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Or until he's sick of fish. I don't know. All right, y'all. Peace. Love and happiness.